Well, hello and welcome to My Heart on Pages. This is Laquita Parks, and I am the CEO and founder of PayProV Publishing. And PayProV is pain, progress, victory, because I believe without pain, there's no progress. And without progress, there can be no victory. Now, I absolutely love helping people take their stories from a thought to a realization, because you guys know everybody has a story. 100% of everybody living and dead has a story. And so I know that somebody is always waiting on the other end of your story so that you can heal and they can heal. So writing is a twofold process to me. It helps you heal, and it helps the other person who has no idea how to heal. So My Heart on Pages talks to those authors who've written their stories or who writing their stories, and we talk about the why behind the story. So I am super excited because I have a new author here today, and his name is Wayne Bowman. And I am so excited to talk to Wayne because Wayne is an extraordinary person with an extraordinary talent. And we're going to jump right into it and let him talk about it. So, hi, Wayne.
Hello, Laquita.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Yes.
Good. Thank you so much
hmm
for being here. I know it's been a long time coming. We've been kind of playing back and forth, trying to
Oh,
get
yes.
our schedules
Yes.
together to get you here. And now that
hmm
you're here, I'm so glad that you're here. So tell the listeners and the viewers about yourself.
Well, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I come from a pretty large family. There's two boys and six girls. I'm a father of three children.
Okay.
Um, I've been employed on a railroad with Amtrak for a long time, for almost 30 years. It's 26 years and
Whoa.
counting.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And I like to write.
Yes. So let me ask you
Mhm.
a question. I asked everybody this. Did you always know that you wanted to be a writer like that? Like I talk to people, and it's like, I knew I wanted to be a writer. I've been writing since I was 2 years old. Or I've been writing. I knew I wanted to be a writer when I was in elementary school. Is that your story? Because it's certainly not mine.
Well, yes and no. Yes, I always wanted to be a writer, but I never thought I would, I never thought I would have this opportunity that I have right now. I
Okay.
mean, I was kind of like all over the place with trying to figure out what I want to do with my life.
Mhm.
And then life happens. We have family, we have children to raise, we have
Mhm.
bills to pay.
Yeah.
And, things kind of get shuffled to the side, you know. So,
As my friend says, life be lifing. Life be lifing. So
yes.
what's your motivation for writing? Do you have to have a well, before I ask you that question, let's talk about what you enjoy writing. What some of the things you enjoy writing about, rather.
Well, definitely. I enjoy writing songs. I've been doing that for 30 plus years. It's a hobby.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I've always wanted to turn my hobby into a career.
Okay.
I just didn't know how. I just kept writing song after song after song. They come in
Mm-hmm,
my head. I get
mm-hmm.
up a tune and and write a song to it. Aside from that, I put a lot on paper. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I rarely do any short stories. Most of it is my thoughts on paper. I do a lot of religious writing. I
Mm-hmm.
call it religious writing. It's more or less spiritual writing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not for anyone, but just for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I enjoy putting words together. I think I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, I think you're pretty good at it too. So, my I have a friend that says, I like how you string them words together.
hmm Oh yeah, yeah.
So, Wayne, I like how you string them words together.
hmm
So, what has been your and I know that you've performed your songs, and you say you wake up in the middle of the night and you start jotting. Do you, when you get a tune in your head, do you kind of try to harmonize it and put it together before you put it on paper, or when it comes in you put it on paper and then you're like, okay, let me see what kind of tune that I want to put with this?
Well, it's it's hard to explain.
Mhm.
I'll get a tune in my head, and I'll probably rehearse. I'll probably try to sing a little something to that tune, and then the words start coming to me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then I'm in a rush. Oh, that sounds good. I'll try to put it down on paper.
Mhm.
And if it's really good, I'll use my voice recorder on my phone just to record like the main verse or the main chorus,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just leave it there until later.
Mm-hmm.
Like I may have maybe a dozen or more, maybe 2 dozen of these bits and pieces on my voice recorder,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't get to them right now.
Mm-hmm.
If it's really good, I'll try to, I'll say, you know what, I want to finish this.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how it goes. Yeah.
Do you ever have some where you're working on it and you go, now that's good?
Most of the time. I like
I
all
know
my
that's
stuff.
right. My
Yeah, but
grandma,
I'm
my
the only
great
one who
grandma used
hears
to
it,
say,
Yeah.
great grandma used to say, it's a po dog that won't wag his own tail.
I gotta remember that. That's nice.
It's a po dog, because if it's good, because you know what, you have to like your stuff before somebody else will like it. If you don't like it, nobody else is gonna, because what's the buy-in? You got to have your own buy-in and then, sell it to somebody else. So what's been, if you can think back, do you have those pieces that are like, that's my signature piece? This is the signature piece, and it kind of carries you, and you're like, okay, this is that, it's that memorable piece. And it could be because maybe there was something specific going on in your life at that time when you poured into that particular piece, and that was kind of like the superstar piece.
It would have to be the stuff that I had written back in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And I called it The Beauty of Southport, right, New York. Mm-hmm. It's a compilation of songs. Mm-hmm. And it was at a time where I was in kind of like in transition, and was going through a lot. But I had the opportunity to focus on nothing but songwriting. And it's the creative energy in me just went berserk. And I wrote some really nice songs for that compilation. If I could pick out one that would be my signature piece, wow. Man, there's so many. I mean, from that one compilation, they're so good. I mean, naturally, you haven't heard me sing them,
right?
But I think that they're all really good. There's a song called "Endlessly,"
yeah,
and I think it's beautiful. There's also another one called "A Large Love Song." Yeah, but yeah, from that compilation alone, there's probably 8 or 9 songs that are like way up there for, I mean, from in my opinion. Yes.
So as I was putting together, and so Mr. Wayne has a book coming out, and it's a song book, and it's called The Man I Am. And going through looking at that now as I was putting it together, I had some that and I haven't, you're right, I haven't heard you sing them. I've heard you sing one of them, but I haven't heard you sing them. But looking at the lyrics, I had some that were my favorite pieces, because they become, it's like, okay, you wrote them at a time when you were going through, and it helped you go through. But even though I don't have the tune, and I don't know what the tune is to them, as a poem, you go through and you read them, and it's like, okay, I can relate to that. I can relate to I can relate to love and loss. And trying to establish a love, and then losing a love, and then all of the in between. All of the in between. And so one of the and I think It Doesn't Hurt Me Anymore.
It really doesn't hurt me now.
It really doesn't hurt me.
Yeah.
I like that one. That's a nice one. I like them all. They're good, but some of them hit you differently.
Yeah. Well, The Man I Am it's the title of the book, but it's also a song in the book itself. It's and that's kind of like a signature piece in itself. It's it was written before I was going through the stuff with The Beauty of Southport, right, New York. It was in my crisis years, and I was going through a lot with my daughter's mother. And it kind of reflects my longings for the person that I want to be. Like I wanted to do good. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be a good father. I wanted to be a good mate.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hindered by addiction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so that kept me from realizing my full potential.
Mm-hmm.
All I wanted to do was just be normal.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I had to fight to get to normal. And a lot of times I fell way short. So this song, it kind of um, it kind of realizes the aspirations
Mm-hmm.
that I had to be a really good man.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I
Yeah.
like that you said that, and the fight to normal. That's
Mm-hmm.
really huge. I like that. And I love your transparency, because there are so many people who are they're fighting to get to normal, but they don't want anybody to know. And people can tell that they're not, it's that there's that fight, and they don't realize, they haven't gotten to the point to realize that you don't have to fight alone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. And I love that, the fight to normal. I've not heard it said that way, but I like
Yeah.
that. So I'm gonna borrow that. I'm probably
Yeah.
feel that, the fight to normal.
Mm-hmm.
I like it because when in the writing, you're in the fight, and I can see, and I know we've talked a lot, we've talked about your story, and you talk about your story in your book. I love how you kind of introduce that section of your life, and these are the things that were going around, these are the things that was happening, where in my area. And as I was reading it, and I've read it 3 or 4 times, it's not just what was happening in your area, it was happening in the whole world, especially in the African American community. and
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
so I like
Mm-hmm.
that you found that that lever that could let you out. So,
Yes.
and it was
Mm-hmm.
work, it was hard work. So
Mm-hmm.
as you were going through the transition, um did you see, as you were writing, did you see, as you're pouring into your writing, as a healing, as a way of healing, did you see your life start to, and I know you talk about transition, that last piece, did you see
Mm-hmm.
your life as you were doing this, did you see your life transitioning?
Oh, of course, of course. I saw my life transitioning as it did. My writing started to transition as well. I have a lot of material that did not make it into the book because I simply hadn't had the chance to copyright it as yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But a lot of what I put on paper today has like the music of Stevie Wonder. His
Mm-hmm.
music has a message to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like a world message,
Mm-hmm.
a spiritual message. So I try to emulate that in my own writing. I try to
Mm-hmm.
write songs that have to deal with overcoming adversity,
Mm-hmm.
giving people hope,
Mm-hmm.
giving people inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think one of the songs that I've written is called "Cinco Fellow."
Mm-hmm.
There's this kind of like one of the things that I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Overcoming your adversity.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
person talking about when he gets himself together, he's going to do great things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
When did you, and I have to bring this up because I want your opinion on it. Did you see that the brawl in
Yes, I did.
Alabama?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I saw that too. My daughter sent it to me, and I saw it, and
Mm-hmm.
it was, and what I saw was a whole lot of people tired,
Yeah.
just tired. And people can say what they want, but you saw a whole lot of tired people, tired of, what, let's help, you heard, let's help this man, and all of because this man was doing his job. But what I was thinking, as you were just talking, I was thinking, and that's a new thing that just happened, so it's fresh in my mind. But I was thinking about, the fight within, and if you don't do something to steal that or heal that, it's going to come out in all kinds of ways, and then you gotta fight to transition to a different you. And so I appreciate the music, because just like you said, everybody knows Stevie Wonder, and everybody can hum a song that he wrote back in the 70s.
That's right.
Because
Mm-hmm.
and it because really, it was stuff happening in the 70s. Isn't it stuff still happening now? And it feels
Yeah.
like back then. And so there are pieces of your song. I'm telling you, I was looking and I was like, man, I can't wait to see the tune, because as you read it, you make up your own tune and thoughts on what the tune might sound like based on the words. So I found myself saying, I can't wait to see what this song is gonna sound. So get busy. I'm looking for
Yeah, well,
I'm
you
like,
should tell
okay,
me what songs those are, and
yes,
I'll try to
listen,
put those out there for you.
don't make me have you start singing. We're gonna break it out. I want to hear what I'll make a change sounds like. I mean, it's like 10.
Really?
It's 10.
Yeah.
And shake
It's a
my
little different.
tambourine. I couldn't help but laugh with that. Shake my tambourine.
Oh yeah, that's kind of, a little Caribbean, a little
Yeah.
soul mix. Yeah. Shake your tambourine. Yeah.
Right. I start
Yeah.
thinking about the how you have the ladies with the tie on their head, and
Yeah.
they have, and it can be Africa, it can be Jamaica, and they're dancing and they have it and they're
Yeah.
hitting that, and you got a whole
Hey, there's some
No,
people
I've
today
already
who
put a
don't know
video.
what a tambourine is.
Exactly. I've already put a video
Yeah.
I already have a video to the song. So
Yeah.
how has your what has your the support, when you said, okay, I'm writing these songs, what has the support been for your songwriting?
The only person that supports me in my songwriting is myself.
Okay.
I've never, I don't think I've ever been in a relationship with anyone who kind of inspired me to keep writing.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that even as a kid, I used to sing in the house while mopping the floor. My father would come and say, "Cut that noise out! Stop that singing!"
Oh,
So I wasn't. People weren't. They weren't facilitating me to sing more. Or to explore that avenue as far as singing or writing, for that matter.
Wow.
Not until recently, I met a really good friend, and I was reading to her some of the things that I put on paper, and she said, "That's really great. You should expand upon it." And so that's what I'm doing.
Wow. Well, you know what? Kudos to you, because there are so many people. I love that. Kudos to you, because Wayne, there are so many people, when they don't have that support, they just quit. They just quit. Nobody's supporting me. Nobody cares. And they just quit when it's really, really good. And that's not you just keep going. Just keep going, because somebody is listening. Somebody's hearing. And I appreciate you for not giving up. That's wonderful.
Well, Laquita, I always feel that some way, somehow, my writings, my songs will find its way out there into the general public. I don't know what avenue that would be, but that's one of the things that keeps me writing. Maybe at some point I'll probably be long gone from this world, and people will discover my writings, my songs, and start to produce them.
Yes.
So I'm not giving up hope that my art, my gift will get out there some way, somehow. Right now I'm just going to keep writing.
I love that. I went to a concert a couple months ago, and Ed Sheeran, I think that's his name. But he was saying that for a couple of years he would sing the same song in this pub. He's from Australia, I think. He would sing the same song in this pub, and nobody, he was like, it would just be a handful of people, and nobody was really listening or kind of feeling it. And he said he just kept playing that same song, kept performing. And he said he did that for 2 years, until he went somewhere. I don't know whether he was invited or he went somewhere, and he played that same song, and it just got massive attention. And now that song is like a #1 hit song. And he just talked about persevering. just singing the song. And somebody said to me, when people don't understand your vision, they'll try and shut it down. Well, it's not their
Yeah.
vision. It's not their vision. So it's your vision. So if and everybody didn't get the same. Everybody got talents, but everybody didn't get the same. So
That's right.
keeping that open. And we know music is good for the soul.
Mm-hmm.
It does help the soul. It helps the soul heal. And I absolutely love that. So let me
Yeah.
ask you another question. So what would be your ideal breakthrough? What would you hope would happen from your songs? What type of effect would you hope that your songs and your poetry would have on the world?
On the world.
On the
Wow.
world, yeah. Hey, we go
um,
big. We go big or we go home.
well, I kind of hope it gives them a happy feeling.
Mm.
Like the way I'm happy when I hear my favorite song.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that when they hear, if they ever get to hear one of my songs, they say, "Oh, that's my favorite song of
Yeah.
all time."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wayne Bowman from Brooklyn, New York. He is the greatest songwriter ever. That's
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah.
But I would love to be in a neighborhood with a lot of other great writers.
Mm-hmm.
Especially great writers of people of color.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Poets and you know people just great thinkers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would love to be in the same neighborhood. I would love to be in the same neighborhood with a lot of great Black songwriters as well.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that would be beautiful for me.
That's amazing. Now, there are what about movies? Would you like to see your songs played in movies? Because I can see that. I can see that.
You know what? That's my dream. I want to attach a whole compilation of my songs to a motion picture,
Mm-hmm.
and I want
Mm-hmm.
to win an Academy Award for it.
Absolutely. There you
Yeah,
go. There you go.
I want to take up all the Grammys, and then I want to take the Oscar for best musical score.
Absolutely. And have them
Yes.
to play the music because you up there talking too long and thanking everybody too long. So they got to play the music so you can sit
Yeah.
down.
No, they won't play the music. They'll listen to me because I'll be a big shot. Then they'll be like, "Oh, that's
It's like,
Mr.
okay,
B."
don't
No,
start the music on him. No,
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 no.
no, no.
Let them say what he gotta say because then they want to hear what you gotta say.
They want to
Yeah.
hear it. They want to hear it. That's what, that's good. I would and again, as I look, there's so many good things, and I'm thinking about I am a old school movie person. So I like the movies because nowadays you got so much cussing in it, you can't hardly get through the movie without all the cussing and
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like to binge watch old stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
you can see, you can hear, and to me it's like this, it's feel good music.
Yes.
You understand what they're saying,
Yes.
and you can
Yeah.
sing along with it. So I don't get a lot of that now. I'm trying to say, now what they say,
Yeah.
it's auto tune and you can't understand what's going on. And so, and
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that. I can see some of it. Some of it is I call it romantic, grown people. You got some
Mm-hmm.
grown people stuff going on in here. Grown
Mm-hmm.
grown
Yeah.
people
Yep.
songs. You got
Mm-hmm.
some and I like the duets. So in there, and you have some duets. So in the duets, have you? And I know you're gonna get the songs and get them to music. But have you thought about who would be the female vocal? Would you do different vocalists, female vocalists, or would you do?
Wow. Um, when I think about female singers today, Jennifer Hudson,
Hmm.
definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes. Oh, your cameras were stuck for a minute. That's why I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
what
Okay.
happened?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was still hearing you. You
Yeah.
said Jennifer Hudson, and who
Yes.
else? Who else?
Jennifer Hudson, maybe Alicia Keys.
Mm-hmm.
I
Alicia Keys.
like Alicia Keys
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are not too many out there who I think I would a good duet. I know I've written some songs that I think Mary J would tear up. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. What about some old heads? Some
Old school.
old school female artists.
Wow.
I'm not gonna say I got two in my mind, but I'm gonna see what you say.
Maybe Tony Braxton
Tony Braxton is good.
and Chaka.
I was thinking Shaka. That's who I was thinking. I was thinking Shaka, and
Yeah,
I was thinking, and I guess Endless. I'm thinking of Endless Love. I was thinking Diana Ross too, but
yeah, yeah.
definitely Shaka Khan, because some of them got some sass in it,
Oh
and
yeah,
Shaka
yeah.
has that sass. I think those are really good. Those are really good choices. So
Hmm.
how can people get in touch with you? How can they follow you?
Uh, I guess the best way would be to go to my Facebook page
Okay.
and go to my group. My group is called Song Performances, aka Raw Child.
Now, what does raw? I meant to ask you that. What does raw child mean?
It's just I know it's silly, but back in the day, I said because my songs are raw.
Okay, I think that's
you
not
know,
silly. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of
yeah,
sense. I figured that.
yeah,
I figured that because
yeah,
Tony Braxton, I think hers is dark child, and I was like,
yeah,
why? Because she's kind of a dark child, but she's not that dark. So I
yeah.
figured that, and I said, let me just ask because I didn't want to assume. And
Yeah.
so your book, you got your first proof of your book today,
Yes,
and
I did.
so
Hmm.
here it is. Here's a sneak peek at the book.
I
My
got mine.
Yes, a sneak peek. And and so we have so here's I want to share just a little bit on the back, just a teeny bit. My imagination mixed with the loss of a safe haven in my neighborhood and the lack of the moving music in the 1970s, along with the curse of addiction upon myself and my community, pushed me to be creative. I thought if I could create something from nothing, such as a song or a poem, then my life might be worth something. It was more than just a distraction. The songs and poems that I wrote made my life worth living. And I got to tell you, and I purposely put that on the back because I got to tell you, two parts of this just got me to my core. The first part of this that got me to my core was what was going on with you and your community, and you said
Hmm.
that you decided to create something from nothing and you thought your life might be worth something. So
Yeah.
that got me to my core. And
Hmm.
then the songs and poems that I wrote made my life worth living.
Yes.
And as I thought about that, and I've thought about this for weeks and weeks, what is it, and I'm not asking the question, but this is what came to my mind. What is it that makes my life worth living? And that got me to my core because, with the pandemic and everything that's been happening in the last couple of years, so many people dying. I know I've lost several family members that were
Hmm.
close to me. I've lost friends. I lost church members, and I've had friends who lost friends. So one of my
Hmm.
friends lost 14 family members,
Wow.
and 14 family members. And I was, it's like, what makes life worth living? So sometimes we get boggled down by things that are unnecessary and don't add to our life. And
That's true.
so just something as simple, and it seems, and I'm not minimizing it, so don't get me wrong, but
Hmm. I
something as
understand. Hmm.
simple as sitting down, taking pen to paper and allowing your soul to create made your life worth living. And I
Yes.
think that's a beautiful thing. And when I've read that, it almost brought me to tears because I like to personalize it. How is my life worth living?
Hmm.
And then not only that, you did something for you that can help other people. So you didn't just stop
Wow.
at you. You didn't make it, this is all about me and I'm done.
Hmm.
This is how I'm healing. So I'm giving this gift to the world so other people can heal. So
Hmm.
this is that's really, really beautiful. And I love that. I really love that.
Thank you.
That's probably like my favorite opening in that
Yeah.
piece, because it makes
Hmm.
me say, wow, wow,
Yeah.
if he can do this, I can too. Now I'm not writing no songs, so
Hmm.
that's not my
Okay.
wheelhouse.
You can
That's
if you want to.
not. I can piece some words together, but I don't want to write no songs. So I did write one for the children. And it's funny because I say I don't write songs, but I do, but mine are not on this level. My songs
Uh-huh.
are little, you want to go to sleep, 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 sleep. Come on and go to sleep, sleep, Gabby girl. And ouch,
Hey,
my
it's a
eyes really
song.
hurt. Ouch,
It's
ouch,
still a
my
song.
eyes really hurt. So I do write songs. So I guess I need to take that back.
Uh-huh.
Not at this level. I do it at a little kid, my grandchildren singing. And so they, every time they see me, I'm like, I'm not Nana anymore. I'm the ouch, ouch lady. Ouch,
Yeah.
ouch. And like, okay, you're gonna make people think I'm pinching you.
Yeah.
But this has been, it has been such a pleasure, and just sharing your story. And so listen, look out for Wayne's book. It will be out in shortly in August.
Yes.
It's coming out. It's coming out
Whoa.
this month. It's
Yeah.
coming out this month.
I can't wait. I can't
Yes,
wait.
yes. And you
Yes.
know what? You will be happy. And so there is an opportunity. You guys can go to and I put it's in the book when you get the book, but before then, you can, connect with Wayne on his page, and you can see some of the lives that he does. You can also connect and see him singing. There's some songs that
Yep.
he's singing. They're in
Yep.
the book, so you can listen to him sing and share. And listen, and reach out to Wayne, and you can purchase his book. His book is on pre-order right now, and it will be available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble and other .com platforms. But listen, you guys know me. You know how I feel. Reach out to Wayne, connect with Wayne, and purchase the book from Wayne so he can get all his money. Okay. So he can get all his money. And listen, know that there's somebody waiting to be healed from your story. So Wayne, what last word, what word of encouragement would you give to somebody who, just like you said, I didn't have that support system pushing me to move on, so I support myself. What word of advice would you give to the people who are listening or viewing this episode, and they're like, okay, I can't do it, and they're on the edge of quitting? What advice would you give?
I would tell them it's extremely important to believe in yourself. And when you feel like giving up, that's about just about the time when things could break through for you. You should never give up. You should always keep pushing forward. And like I said, it's extremely important for you to believe in your own mystique, believe in your own power, believe in your own ability. Because if you don't, no one else will.
You heard it here. It is important for you to believe in you. I absolutely, absolutely co-sign on that, because if I
Mm-hmm.
don't believe in me, nobody else. And you know what? It has been a pleasure. And thank you so much, Wayne.
Oh,
Let's
thank you, Laquita. Thank you for this opportunity.
Oh,
I
you
really do
are
appreciate
more
it.
than welcome. Listen, if
Mhm.
you have a story, and I know that you do, because 100% of everybody living and dead has a story, and you don't know how to get started, reach out to us at payprovpublishing.com and let us help you take your story from a thought to a realization. And look, no matter what you do, no matter whether it's PayProV, whether it's anybody, whoever else, tell your story. Tell your story. Don't be a hoarder of your story because somebody is waiting, because they don't know that they can get to the other side of through. Okay. Somebody once said, if you're going through hell, don't stop. Don't stop in hell. Keep going. Keep going, because if you keep going, you'll end up out. Okay. Don't
That's
just
right.
stop. Okay.
Hmm.
And know that there's somebody who cares about your story. If nobody else other than you care about your story, I care about your story. And with that said, it has been a plump, pleasing pleasure, better than a triple decker peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You have been viewing My Heart on Pages. Have an amazing evening. Until next time. Bye now.
Bye.